Hello and welcome back to English with Greg. In today's lesson, I'm going to answer two questions I've received recently from my students, and they are: what's the difference between over and above? And what's the difference between under and below? So in this lesson, I'm going to teach you how to use the prepositions over, under, above, and below. Okay, so first let's have a look at the difference between above and over. The main difference between above and over is that with over, there is movement. There is movement. So we usually use this with a verb: walk over, fly over, throw over. I threw the ball over the fence. The plane flies over our house. The plane flies over our house. If you want to go from one side of the motorway to the other side of the motorway, you have to walk over the bridge. In each of these situations, you will see that there is movement involved. You are walking over the bridge, the plane is flying over the house, or you throw the ball over the fence. There is movement, so we use over. With above, there is no movement involved. We are simply saying that one thing is at a higher level than another thing. So, the ceiling is above my head. The ceiling is above my head. The light is above the table. The light is above the table. No movement, we're simply saying that one thing is higher than another thing. However, it's important to note that if these two things are touching, then we need to use the preposition on. My nose is above my mouth. No touching, so we use above. However, the book is on the table. The book is on the table. The book is touching the table, so we use on. The book is on the table. Right, so what's the difference between under and below? Well, we use under when one thing is covered by another thing, so we can't see it. The most common example of this is that when you are sitting at a desk, working, or eating at a table, your legs are under the table. Your legs are under the table. Your legs are covered by the table. I lost my watch a few weeks ago and I found it under the sofa. It was under the sofa. It was covered by the sofa. Now, below is really the opposite of above. In other words, we use below when we are saying that one thing is in a lower position to another thing. So, my nose is above my mouth. My mouth is below my nose. No movement. They're not touching. We're simply saying that one thing is at a lower position to another thing. I went to Death Valley in California a few years ago. That is 86 meters below sea level because it is at a lower level than the level of the sea. 86 meters below sea level. However, the Titanic is under the sea. In other words, we can't see it because the sea is covering it. The Titanic is under the sea. Okay, two more words for you: underneath and beneath. Underneath is just a more formal word for under, and beneath is just a more formal word for below. So instead of my legs are under the table, we can say my legs are underneath the table. And instead of saying the door is below the window, we could say the door is beneath the window. Okay, so they are the prepositions above, over, under, and below in English. Remember to subscribe to the channel and check out the description for more ways that you can learn English with me. And watch one of those videos next to take your English to an advanced level. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye for now.